All right. So, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the GMT weekly session where we discuss the week that has been and the week that is expected to be. So, once again, welcome. The weather is becoming cold. There is temperatures dipping. Hopefully, the market temperatures don't dip. They have been volatile this week. So, let's see what the week will is expected for us in the future. So without wasting any much time, I'm going to start sharing my screen with you. And as normally, we'll discuss Dow Jones first, then we'll discuss NASDAQ, and also discuss the TSX index for the North American market. Hopefully you are seeing my screen now. Anybody can confirm that? Yes. All right. Good. So thank you. Now, as committed, we are talking about Dow Jones first. This is the weekly chart. First and foremost, the last candle, which we see over here, a doji candle closing almost near the top of previous week. The previous week high was 33,817 and this week close is 33,745. So you are exactly about, I would say, about 60 points or 65 points away from the previous week high. This week high was touched higher, so it's a higher high, and the close is also near the top of the candle. The previous week was practically a Marubazu green doji, green candle, and we closed towards the end or the upper end of the Marubazu for this week. So the pattern is in continuation. Your super trend has turned bullish. What is most important is your super trend is climbing at an angle of approximately about 75 to 80 degrees, as can be seen over here. Your 28 moving average has made a perfect U and turned around. And so has the 20 moving average. The 8 is on the verge of crossing the 20, which should take place either this week or early next week. Thirdly, your MACD lines, there is still no chance of plateauing or reversing. The only thing negative is that you had a red histogram candle in the positive direction, right? However, the height is almost similar to the previous histogram, and that is primarily because you had a almost doji candle in this week. But your CCI, your stochastic, no chance of crossover yet on the weekly chart. Now, keeping the moving averages in mind and expecting a positive crossover of 8 and 20 either this week, in the coming week, or early next week, I expect the price to go higher up. However, when you say go higher up, you also realize that your breakout or your resistance is at 34,120, which is this super trend level, 34,120. However, the high over here is 34,281. So whenever the spot price on Dow Jones crosses 34,300, get ready for a major breakout on the upside. So that is your final support level or a fresh level to enter in case if 34,300 gets broken for an upside target of about 35,200. So 1,000-point uptick can be expected once 34,300 is broken with a strong stop loss of 33,800 or 33,750. That's going to be your weekly trend. Check this out on the day chart and you will realize this. Now, if you look at the day chart, there is one that is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. So you opened somewhere over here on Monday, which was a gap down opening at 33,600, filled the gap both Monday and Tuesday, and you closed somewhere at 33,745. If you look very carefully, 34,000 here also is your weekly high. 34,987, 34,000, 33,964. 33,987, 33,964 is your weekly high for the week that has just passed by. This weekly high on a was higher than the previous week's high. So you did have a higher high and a higher weekly low being formed. So as per the day chart, 34,001, if once that breaks, so the first resistance is, if it breaks 34 on a day chart, on a day closing basis, look for your first target as 34,250, 34,300. Anybody trading swing for a week or 10 days, whenever 34,000 gets broken out conclusively on a closing basis, look for the first target of 34,250 or 34,300 with a clean stop loss of 33,800 or 33,750. So $250 stop loss for a $250 or $300 1:1 risk reward ratio is clearly seen over here. And whenever 34,300 gets broken, start trailing your stop losses immediately for a longer targets. Then your reward of 2 and 3 can comfortably come, because then your next target is 35,200, 35,300. So you have analyzed your weekly chart and day chart, and you know what your first resistance to enter on the long side will be. Another trade that can be taken is, if you are quick on your trade and monitoring the levels clearly, you could buy a put of 33,600 whenever 33,950 is touched. Whenever 33,950 is touched, or 33,500, again give it at least a 10 trading day gap with a small stop loss, that whenever the day closing is above 34,050, I will close my put options that I bought. That is what we mean by saying trading on the edge with the edge. You very well know in the last week, 34,000 could not be breached. So that will act like a psychological resistance for the market. So those who are gutsy and who can take a trade and watch the trade carefully, I'll buy a put whenever I see Dow Jones on a spot of 33,950. Target 33,600, 33,400. Clear? Day charts. I'm purposely taking an hourly chart. I normally don't do this over here, but I'm purposely taking an hourly chart. The trend has just changed. Stochastic levels, CCI levels, and MACD levels are all going positive. But a narrow range movement. Let me show that to you. Clear? That's a movement happening. You want to reduce it down, that is another movement happening. So buy would be at 33,300, sell would be 33,900 plus. If this breaks out, the box breaking will give you a clear cut identification. This is from 11th of November till 18th of November. 1 hour chart. Clearly breakouts can be seen. And super trend has just turned bullish. So if this breaks out, which is what I'm expecting it to be now, this will be a buy on dips, or you could use this levels to sell and bring it down also. Clear? So Dow Jones done. Let's take it off to NASDAQ, since you are mostly tracking NASDAQ. NASDAQ also, weekly chart. NASDAQ weekly is just at the 200-day moving average, which is important. NASDAQ weekly has just given your MACD MAC crossover in this week. CCI is climbing up, yet to come into positive, it just has come into positive direction. It's now at just 4.96. So if CCI has to go up, CCI can go up to 150, 170. And if that goes up, this is the price you can look at, 12,980 or 13,000 comfortably. This was the price over here. Right? Stochastic has just given you a crossover at between 31 and 27. So weekly indicators are being positive. Fourth, super trend has turned flat, so it is inviting the price to come towards it. So 12,100 or 12,150, that's another about 1,000 points away on NASDAQ on a weekly chart, is inviting. Super trend turning flat means he is going to invite the price to come and touch or kiss it. Whether he kiss the price 150 and falls down, or it breaks out above this and gives you a positive feedback breakout towards the direction of 13,000. Next target would be 13,000. So minute it breaks 12,150, your first target is 12,900. Clear? 8 moving average turning flat, 20 turning flat. After the flat curvature, possibly he'll try to move up. Weekly chart. Now compare this week with Dow Jones week and you would realize the difference. This is the Dow Jones weekly chart. 200-day moving average is very far away from the price. Crossover happened way back, almost 5 weeks earlier. And it's on a clear, see the 8 moving average, almost like a U or a V, flattish V, and the 20 is on a U. That is the difference. As compared to NASDAQ, it is just turned flat. So Nasdaq has to catch up with the broader market on Dow Jones to make certain how it moves out. Nasdaq on a day chart has turned bullish, but the last week was a flattish movement or consolidation, which is why super trend has turned flat. Now, when super trend turns flat and flattish in this thing, it's clearly an indication that the price could fall down. But are your other indicators talking about it? Not yet. The MACD is talking about trying to have a bearish crossover, but not yet done. It can always give you a bounce back from here. Why do we say that? Because the 8 moving average on a day chart has made a U, a flattish U. And that is giving you the support at the price. Look at the price on Thursday, look at the price on Saturday. It touches the 8 moving and moves up. Thursday was a gap down opening, 8 moving average gave it support, it closed higher. Friday, it opened higher, gap up opening, it moved down, the wick touched the 8 moving average and it was closed higher. So the 8 moving average is preventing it from falling further. So I am expecting this to also go up. Again, a probability. Convert this on a 1 hour chart. And you see that long super trend turning flat. See the effort of the market on the hourly basis to come up and did a gap up opening, came down and did not go below the open of the close of the first or the open of the first hour. It was a gap down opening on 17th. It did not crack below this level. So 11,000 becomes a strong support for you to buy, or you could buy at 11,070 and take it for an up target. When we say an up target, keep one thing in mind. There is this gap waiting to get filled in. This gap up has already been filled down, but this gap down from 11,358 to about 11,263, that's about $100 or 100 points. This gap is waiting to get filled in, which should take place in the coming week. But this 11,275, 11,250 will act like a resistance, and that resistance gets breached. This is the first gap, 11,350, waiting to get breached. So those of you who are taking short trades, minute it breaches 11,280 or 275 on a closing basis or on a 4-hourly basis, you can go long with a stop loss of 11,200. If this gets breached 11,275, first target 11,350. Almost a $75 target on the Nasdaq spot. Clear? One good thing on the hour, the 8 is on the verge of crossing 20. The hourly chart is at the 20 moving average, which is the mid Bollinger Band. So it's very easily, it can touch the upper Bollinger Band, which is 11,245 or 244. And that will give it momentum to go up to 11,350, 375. Crossover on MACD, CCI definitely in positive territory, and stochastic clearly crossover, positive crossover at 46 and 42. So hourly chart looks bullish for a target of 11,350 once 11,275 gets breached on the positive side. Clear?
Sir, just wanted to call out one more thing on this one. Uh, if we look at the Bollinger Band, it seems to be contracting, and just at the, I think, last two candles, it's become flat.
Yes.
So that could mean that, probably after a couple of sessions, this could explode.
Yes, it could. And this is an hourly chart.
Right.
This is an hourly chart, so this could clearly explode, and you are already at the mid Bollinger Band. So it could. That is why I said crossing 11,275 on a conclusive basis on a 4 hourly chart, not hourly chart, on a 4 hourly chart becomes important. So whenever you see 11,275 on Nasdaq being closed on half a day conclusively, you can go long with a stop loss of 11,200 or 11,225 very comfortably.
Right, sir.
Right? That is the way it will be. Otherwise, it is high possibility it will go up and come back to this level. So it will move between 11,250 and 11,050. So that could also be a range, and this being an hourly chart, that is highly probable that it could go sideways till momentum gets picked up and breached either side. But breaking 11,000, keeping the broader markets in mind, looks very difficult. So I would be a very strong buyer at 11,070 for an upside of 11,250 or 11,300. And whenever 11,275 gets broken clearly, but this gap will have to get filled in, which is an hourly gap. This cannot be waited to get filled in for very long. This is an hourly gap. So expect this gap, if you ask me, to get filled in by Tuesday or Wednesday latest. It can't wait beyond that. So by Tuesday, Wednesday latest, I'll expect this gap to get filled in. Clear? Gaurav,
Yes,
answers
sir.
you?
Yes, sir.
Lovely.
Thank
Lovely. Most welcome. All right. Now shifting to TSX. Now watch how far is weekly 200-day moving average on TSX. How close is this weekly candle to the high of the previous week Marubazu, something like Dow Jones? How close is this to your super trend positive bullish breakout? How close or how good this breakout has been seen in your MACD, CCI, and your stochastic at 82 and 70? How well do you see this U being formed on your 8 moving average, the light blue color line? How comfortable is this, smooth is this U on the 20 moving average? Is the 8 going to cross 20? If that's going to happen on a weekly chart, this crossover at 20,500 is a sure shot done. Look at this hammer formation on the uptrend. Weekly chart, hammer formation, it did not cross. The body of the hammer is near the 25% of the body of the previous week. The wick has given it a low, but it has been rejected from down and pushed up. So there's a high probability that this breakout at 20,200 can happen this week for a first target of 20,500. There is no gap because this gap has been filled up here. But this is weekly charts. So
it's also double bottom.
It's also double bottom, 1 and 2. Very clear. I wonder if we can on it. It's also double bottom. Let me annotate. It will be better easy to annotate it.
So if you make it line chart for a quick second, the line will make it very clear.
We'll make it very clear. Very true.
And sir, I think the 200 EMA, it's the black one, right? It's entered
That's
the
right.
Bollinger or just touching, kissing the Bollinger.
Absolutely. Just kissing the Bollinger. There you go. 200 is at 18,077 and the lower Bollinger is also at 18,077. And that is kissing the Bollinger, and this candle touched it and pushed it up. But this is weekly 200. And very well identified, double bottom has been created. So look for an uptrend definitely. Oh, sorry, this will be clear anodes. Right? And as Gaurav was talking about, if we convert this to a line chart, we will see it easily. One bottom, second bottom, and this has been done. 1, 2. And which is why this will act like a resistance. So we said either come down, or if this breaks upward, which is a high probability, if it comes down, it will give you a triple bottom. So I don't want it to come down. We would expect it to go up because your indicators are all being bullish. Because the indicators are bullish, I'll expect this to go up. Clear? Now, if you look at it, this is the bottom here, 18,300 approximately. This is the top, 20,000. That's about 1,700 points. Take 1,700 points is 21,700. And that is something over here. Now, target is also matching this levels. This is a 1,700 point rally. So you can go up and expect another 1,700 points from here. So your target is clearly identified as 21,800 or 21,900. That's another 2,000 points away from here. This is TSX on a weekly chart. But don't expect this next week or next month. This you can expect possibly by about February, mid-February or end February, around that time. Right? Let's look at the day chart on TSX, and then we will take up TQQ also. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Week opened over here. Week closed over here. It opened over here at 19,922, and oh, sorry, it opened over here. It opened here and it closed here. Open and close. It opened at 20,050, closed at 19,980. A red candle close on a week. A red candle close on a week. Right? Day chart, you are touching a 200-day moving average, and that is acting like your resistance. Will you be able to hold? Let's wait and watch. Why do I say that? Because on the day chart, you had a flattening on support trend here, you have a flattening of support trend here, and a slight curvature going up, but your 8 moving average is holding the price up and moving upwards, sloping upwards. 20 sloping upwards. 34 sloping upwards, all in the same direction, right? 65 turning flat, acting like a support at 19,300. So this is moving upwards. I expect this to test the 200-day moving average definitely. And on the breakout of 200-day moving average at 20,125 or 20,130, expect fireworks to take place. There will be a momentum coming in, and this super trend will suddenly become very bullish and angling upwards. Why do we say that also? Watch the three indicators. Number one, 20 moving average, Bollinger Band, clearly curving up, no chance of flattening. Because the mid Bollinger Band is curving up, your upper Bollinger Band curves, flattens, and again curves up. Lower Bollinger Band is trying to catch up on the direction. So lower Bollinger Band is not even flattening. He's giving you a clear-cut direction. That means there is squeeze going to be happening from the bottom very shortly. They are trying to squeeze this or close this from the bottom. That means the pressure of the volume or the flow will go only up. First indicator. Second indicator, MACD. High above the positive histogram, it's given you, it's at 121 and 131. Crossover can happen because CCI fell down, did not cross negative, and has again come into curved up. Stochastic is already at 78, 79, which is very strong stochastic. Though it is negatively turned, but it can always turn bullish and give you that upward trend. Why am I saying an upward trend? Because I'm expecting the markets to go up after that dip which had happened earlier when we converted our bias from sell on rise to buy on dips. Now we are on buy on dips process. And look at this. You're on buy on dips. So the bias is going to be positive going upwards only. Clear? Let's look at the hourly chart also. Anybody can see a box? Yeah. See the box formation? Now in the box formation, you very clearly know your levels. It breaks 20,075 or 20,000, 20,100. Upticks are clearly identified to you. On the downtick, your buying is at 19,800 or otherwise safer buy at 19,775. Look how clearly on an hourly chart this gap up has been maintained. Hourly chart, 9th of November and 10th of November, the closing, clearly hourly chart, gap up opening, and this gap has been maintained for this entire week. This low was maintained for the entire week. So, and it is nearing the top of the market, so it will tend to break out. Clear? That's number one. Number two, super trend turned flat, again turned. angling up at an angle of about 30 degrees or something. So positive bias coming in on an hourly chart, which is why the squeeze expansion closer to the upper Bollinger Band, possible it could break out and give you that long trade. Clear? Questions, or shall we take TQQ? Weekly chart, TQQ, as is in Nasdaq. This was your buying zone. 17, 1720, 17 and 1750 is your buying zone. Weekly chart, 17 and 1750. However, this week did not give you the fall down at all. It closed within the 20% of your last week's Marubazu candle. 8 moving average turning flat and turning going up. 20 is turning flat. Super trend inviting the price to climb. Right? Weekly volumes have fallen down, but your MACD has given you a positive crossover, but still far away from the zero line. CCI started climbing, stochastic positive crossover given. So if you're going long on TQQ, this is your stop loss. $18 is your stop loss. First target, super trend levels at 30. Now, even if you don't want 30, which Kamal was talking about last week, 2450 or 24, 2450 or 25 is your first target. 2450, 25 or even 2640, which is your 20 moving average. 26 is your 20 moving average. Clearly identified on the weekly chart. Day chart. Since TQQ, all of you on a day chart, you will know this better. Ah.
So, Vivek sir, I was looking at 26 as the target because that's
The
mid
20 moving
Bollinger Band
average.
on weekly chart as well.
Yes. And that is the 20 moving average for the weekly chart. Look at the box formation. It comes over here at 23 and gives you a correction that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At 23, it reaches there and gives you a correction down. Day chart. So this is happening right from 21st September to date. Almost about September, October and November, 3 months. A box movement. So breaking 23 becomes very 23, not new 23, breaking 2370 or 24 becomes very important for TQQ if you're looking for an upside target of 26. That's over here. And if 26 gets broken out, look for a target of 30 definitely. And I'm saying definitely because this gap requires to get closed, which is the gap on 12th of September and 13th September. It has to go. If 26 gets taken out conclusively, 31 is your first target. 31 is the first target. Clear? So all of those of you who love trading options, this box on TQQ should help you out. There are two trades one can take on TQQ. It all depends on what your understanding or what your analysis of the market is. I can give you two trades. One, minute I see TQQ at 2350. Minute I see TQQ at 2350 or at 24, at 2350, I will buy a put of about 2 weeks away or 10 trading days. So when I say 2 weeks away, is always the Friday expiry away from you. It could be 10, it could be 12, but I'll buy a put for $18. Strike price 18 or strike price 19. Either way, whenever I see TQQ at 2350, 2370, I will buy a put of strike price 18, 1850 or 19, at least 10 days away or expiry Friday 10 plus days. That means 2 weeks away. With a very clear stop loss that in case if 24 or 2410 is seen on TQQ spot, I will close my trade in the loss. If 2410 is seen in the spot, I will close my trade in loss. That's one trade. Second is whenever 2250 gets breached upside conclusively on a closing basis, which is highly possible on Monday or Tuesday, I will take a short trade for 23 or 24. And once 24 gets breached, I will trail my stop losses. So I could always take, buy a call if the spot crosses 23.25. I could also buy a call for 26, which will be again 10 working days or 2 weeks Friday expiry for strike price of 26 and above, or 26. A strike price of 26. Why is that? Once I come take that trade, my stop loss is clearly identified as 22. TQQ spot 22. I'll buy it if it is crossing 2340 or 2350. Strike price 26, 10 days away. And once 26 is achieved, I will trail my stop loss till my expiry. Because my final target is going to be 31. And if you have funds in hand, if you have long funds in hand, look at TQQ strike price of 31 for expiry of approximately about December end. December 20, say a 1 month away expiry. 1 month or January end expiry. 31 for January end expiry. If somebody can just give me the price for strike price of 31 January end expiry, what is the price going on just now for TQQ call?
Yeah, for 31 even I was thinking of January end would be a good expiry.
No, what is the price current ruling, bid and ask? 31 expiry, January end expiry. 31 strike price.
Sir, 0.30.
Point 30.
No, 45 cents.
45 cents. The bid and ask, or this is the is this the bid or is it the ask price?
Sorry, okay. Let me check that.
Or that must be the last traded price, 0.45.
Yeah, that's a bit. Last price is 49 cents.
49 cents. So that means you're talking about for 100 pieces of $50 contract,
Yes.
right? So for $50 risk, you can look at this price. January and expiry. You could buy a $50 investment, take a strike price of 31, expiring on end of January, call option of TQQ, and even if you lose $50, you should be ready to forget me. Don't blame me for that. But whatever profits you have, enjoy your profits. This should give you a good run. And that is the kind of option buying that you all should be doing.
And
But at
so
that point,
just one more observation. Sorry to interrupt here. Since I'm looking at the option chain, 30 strike of January and expiry has almost 32,000 open interest. And 31 has 2,500. So 30 strike seems to
would
be
be better.
very much a interest.
And what is the price is available at? Last traded price?
57 cents. So just 12 cents difference.
It is worth it. 57 cents would make it about $57 instead of $50.
Yes.
Right, sir. Usme the ask is 61 and the bid is at 57.
57. And the last
so
is
then
57.
Last is 57. What are the low for the day?
Let me just check that for you. Just give me a moment.
Take your time. Now, one more thing, if you guys remember, see this, the upper side of this box has been tested how many times? 1, 2, 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. After being tested 8 times, you still don't expect this to break. So the upward break is definitely on the cards. And we also know TQQ or NASDAQ has to catch up with the broader market or Dow Jones. So get ready for a breakout.
I think low was 51 cents.
51.
Yes.
All right. So then
On that day.
that's also equally good. You can keep your buying at about 52, 53 cents instead of 57 cents. It will get filled in. Or even if you buy it at the market at 57, be the best buyer. Even then it is worth it. Even then it will be worth it. Because a $10 movement or an $8 movement on your spot will move your price from 50 cents to at least $5.
So I'll be happy with $2 also. It will be
Will at least move it towards that level. A 50-cent price will at least take it till that point. Now it's very simple if you ask me. If you want to trade this activity, don't buy one, buy 6 contracts. So you risk only about $320 or $330 on this contract. 321 to be precise. Right? Buy 6 contracts of strike price 30. January and expiry. Minute your capital, your profit is recovering your capital, recovers your capital completely, sell only that quantity, be it 2 or be it 3. Once you have recovered your capital, what will happen? Whatever price you get is your extra benefit, is your bonus and your profit, neat profit. Then do what you want after that. And when will you break even? If you're buying it at 57 or 55 or even 60, at 60, I'm asking you to buy 6 lots. So you're talking about $360. Minute it touches 120, sell 3. Your capital is back in your pocket. Balance 3, you can keep trailing till you want, till your greed is not satisfied. Clear? Any questions on this TQQ trade?
Sir, I'm sharing that trade in the chat.
Yeah, do that.
Along with the contracts quantity.
Yeah, as you desire. All right. So Vivek, your TQQ has been done. I hope you were there.
Yes, sir. I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, I hope you saw through the entire TQQ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna get it.
Lovely. Your next request is ARKK.
This is tech and innovation.
ARKK Innovation?
Yeah, ARKK is an ETF, but that focuses on technology, innovation, and things like that. Yeah, the first one.
Is that Toronto?
The first one. US.
First one.
All are US. Yeah.
All are US. All right.
Well, the ones they have asked are mostly screened ones by me, and the one that I'm playing is usually TQQ. I'm just looking at these ones that I have asked for.
This is the weekly chart. This is the day chart. All right. Vivek, ARK on a day chart, gap down on Thursday, Friday, gap up to close the gap created over here and move down. Right? Now, this could move down to fill this gap. ARK could move to fill this gap between 35.50 and 34. To fill this gap, it may move down. Why am I saying so? It is below your 20 moving average. 8 is also above it and going down. MACD negative crossover has taken place. CCI is flattened out and stochastic is turning negative. There's a difference of almost about 11 points in stochastics. So this could actually come down to close this gap and then move up. So if I was to buy ARK, I would buy it over here at about 34 or 34.25. I would buy it over here, 34.25 or 34, between this range, with a clear stop loss of low of this candle, which is 32.51. So 32 is my stop loss. I would buy it at 34.25 and 34, with 32 as my stop loss. First target straight over here, 40. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Your next, why don't you give me your, call it out? TLT?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I can do on his behalf if you need to.
This is a bond ETF, sir.
Day candles. ACD, crossover very strong. No chances of crossover yet. Though CCI has come down, but stochastic at 87 and 92, very high probability. Strong support at 34 moving average, 8 above all of them, 20 about to cross 34, super trend turning flat. So this at 96 is a strong support, but I will not wait for 96. I would rather wait to buy this stock somewhere over here at 98. This super trend level at 97.40 or 97.50 is my buying price. First target 102, 101.50, or second target 104.50, 104.50, 101.50. Buying around 97.70 or 97.50. Stop loss very clearly 96. If we're buying at 97.50, 96, $1.50 is my stop loss, and my target is 101.50 or 104.50. 101.50, 104.50, buying at around 97.25, 97, stop loss of 96.
Okay,
Kamal
sir.
next. Kamal next.
OIH. OIH.
The 20 moving average is giving the support. It is below the 8 moving average. 8 moving average curving down. Super trend turned flat. MACD negative crossover. CCI slanting down. Stochastic is clearly down at 65 and 73. So though the 20 moving average is giving us the support, but this is a purchase price, 289, 290. 290 would be a purchase price and your stop loss will be at 283. 290 is a purchase price, stop loss of 283. First targets 318. Take this on a weekly chart. Let's check it out. This gives you an idea. Weekly chart.
Yes, sir.
It is at the peak of this year's levels, which is why there is selling coming in over here.
This is oil ETFs.
This is all
Oil, yeah.
oil ETF here. Yeah. But the ETFs have already taken into account the energy crisis and the prices, which is why it is running at the peak. Look at the CCI falling. Look at the histograms reducing in height. Look at the volumes disappearing off. Why is the volume disappearing off? Because the biggies, institutions have liquidated and taken profits over here. So this could go sideways for a week or two and then go down.
Kamal, later I will connect with you on this.
Sure, Vish.
All right. All right. Which is the next one?
NVDA, sir.
NV.
NVDA. Yeah, first one.
Though the last candle is there, it is talking about taking about 50% of this week's last week's bullish candle. Crossover is still positive, going up in the MACD, CCI climbing, and stochastic crossover is still positive. Super trend turned up, climbing. So your first target will be at this level at 190, and then this super trend level over here at 206. So if somebody wants to buy this with the low of this low as a stop loss, 138 as your stop loss, for a target, first target of 190 and then of 206. So you could buy it currently with a stop loss of 137, which is almost a $20 away stop loss. First target 190, which is a 40 almost 35 $35 away, and next target 206. Looking favorable as it is above the 20 moving average and 8 is below, trying to climb up. TD. Abhijit, welcome. I did not see you there. I'm so sorry. TDTO or TDNY?
Sir, any TSX maybe.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm on
that's
TDTO. Yeah, that's it. Quite a strong stock if you ask me, as I just see that it is close to the super trend resistance level at 91, which is just almost $1.50 away, which if you ask me can be breached by Tuesday or Wednesday latest, right? Histogram on the positive side, MACD giving you a positive thing but losing its momentum because of the doji candles in the last, this is 1 week, sorry. Sorry. A particular day chart, sorry. Gap up close to the upper portion of the week, or more trends indicating up. So weekly charts will give you the targets. Daily charts have given you a momentum up. 91 first case, which is not difficult and around. Once this is done, this gap at 91 and 91.50, 91.70 will get breached. That's 90.15 and 91.45.50. This gap will get closed and this becomes your second target, 96.50. Looking strong if you ask me on the weekly chart. So if you are buying this counter, keep the low, which is 87.16. So keep your $87 or $85 as a stop loss. Yeah, 86 or 85 can be your stop loss, and straight first target 91.75 and then next target 96. Abhijit, answers
Okay,
you?
sir. Yes.
Lovely.
Yes, sir.
Lovely.
Also,
Which
sir,
was-
last
yes,
week you gave me the square targets. I sold square at 72. So yeah.
lovely. You made your profits.
Yes, yes.
Good.
Thank you.
Most welcome.
Sir,
Most welcome.
sir, TD may just one thing. I was also looking at the Toronto Banking Index. Uh, One thing to be cautious of on looking at the banking index is the last daily candle was a gravestone doji.
Hmm.
B, while the moving averages look good, the MACD has a negative crossover. So I mean, it's at the verge of a crossover. The lines have just touched, but it could take either direction. So that needs to be kept into consideration.
What is the code for that?
It is TXBA. Let me look at what is there for Yahoo.
TX.
BA.
This one.
एक minute, sir.
Banks.
Yes. I was looking at the day chart, sir.
On the weekly chart, this doji at the top end of this Marubozu candle. So which is why this trend at 4149, 4150 can be touched this week or next week.
Okay.
And when this is being done, don't forget this gap has already been filled. So there is no hurry to fill this gap because this gap was filled by this route. So though the volumes have now stabilized in the last 3 weeks, the crossover is still strong. MACD weekly crossover is still very strong. And the blue signal line has come into the histogram in the positive territory. CCI clearly climbing up, no chances of flattening, and stochastic at very clear crossover, difference of almost about 13 points, weekly chart. So bank index, though this is a doji, but looking interesting. You were talking about the day chart. This, as you rightly said, yes, it's a gravestone, but a gap up. You realize the gap?
Right, sir.
And the gap was almost at the high of the week. This is the high of the week.
Right.
4064 is the high of the week here. And this is also high. So this is the high of the week, 4064. This gap opened, this day opened at 4066, above the high. It tried to go up, but brought back and did not even attempt to close this gap.
Right, sir.
Which is almost a $40 gap. So though this last day candle is looking dangerous, but look at CCI, look at your MACD much above the zero levels, and look at stochastic 87. Very strong numbers for stochastic. Now, in your day chart, look at the hourly chart. Hourly chart will give you the idea of what it is planning to do. The whole day it tried to close this gap by bringing it down, but strong buying happening at 4050, 4060 levels. 4054 is a very strong. Look at this hourly close. 4055 low, 4055 low, 4059 low, 4060 low. So 4055 has been held come what may. They did not let 4055 break at all.
Okay.
The whole day they were selling pressure. Look at the selling pressure. Look at the MACD coming. It even gave you a negative crossover on the MACD in the hourly chart. But they could not break 4055.
Right.
Super 10 has turned flat. I'm not denying that issue. 8 is up, and your VWAP is also on the same price as your at the early close. So there's a high probability it will turn around and give you slight momentum. In case if TSX or Dow Jones is going to open positive on Monday, this will give you an uptick automatically, and then 10,055 will be history. They will look at taking a support at 10,070 at 10,074, or they will look at this as a support level. 10,060, 10,070 would be the next support level. Instead of 55, they will move the support at 10,070.
Okay. ठीक sir. Got it.
Right? That is just my reading, and I can always be wrong. But I liked your observation that the day chart last candle is looking bad. That is why when we say we move from week to day, day to an hour, because that gives you the analysis what happened in the whole day. This gives you, this actually scared me also, to be honest. It scared me. It's a gap up, but it scared me. What gave me the relief was that 4060, this level. And when you look at the hourly chart, 4055 was held for almost 3 hours at a stretch.
The price was being protected.
Yes, very strongly being defended to take it the uptick. On the day chart, the super trend has curved up on an angle of about 60. You see this? Yes, Gaurav, see this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
60-degree angle with a gap up and a doji candle on top is giving me a 60-degree angle. That means there is momentum yet to come.
Right.
Right? So you're already over here. This gap over here requires to get filled in between 19th of August and 22nd of August, this Saturday and Monday. That means the price would be filling in would be 4129 and 4093. That's almost about $36 gap, which is waiting to get filled in. So minute 4093 gets breached. This is your first target, 4131 and 4170. Clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Next chart to be discussed. We have a large of them. We have Tesla, SPY, Munir, QQQ. We've done TQQ. Tesla, again, I'll be biased. I'm not going to deny that fact. I will be biased looking down because of the acquisition on Twitter and the exodus of Twitter staff. The bias will be negative on Tesla. No doubt about it. If Munir would like to trade Tesla, you are at a very strong support level, and that level could also fall down from 180 to 150. But if it breaks 150, if it comes till 150, your 200-day moving average at 160 will get broken, will get breached. And 160 breached on 200-day moving average on the spot will make Tesla's life more difficult. It's a weekly 200-day breach and super trend clearly down. 3 black crows on a weekly chart. So Munir, if I was you, and if I wanted to trade, I would buy a 160 put, possibly December end. I would buy a 160 strike price put for December end expiry and see the fun. What is the price running currently on Tesla 160 strike December end closing? Expiry for December. Anybody can give me the price? Tesla.
It's 6.85.
For what expiry? 31st or
30 December.
30th December. But 30th December, your markets will be very, very low volume and closing. Look at the price for first Friday of January.
After 30th December, it's showing just only 28 Jan. It's not showing anything between the 30 and 20.
And what is 20th Jan 160 strike price put calling you, asking you for? Available for?
9.95.
That's a high price.
Yeah.
That's a high price.
Tesla, I think you cannot trade in a long expiry. So it's always like nearby expiries only. So
Yes.
I was looking for the 165 put when it take little bit support and move up. I was planning to buy a 165 put.
And what is the price available for December 22nd expiry?
7.40.
All right. Well, this could go there. I'm not going to say that because look at this fall happening right from here and weekly fall.
Hmm.
And this is now at its almost 4-year low. 200-day moving average is a 4-year low, 4-year average. So 160 would be a 4-year average. Because this low over here was at about 184. That has been breached. Now you are at this level at 180. Yeah. If this gets broken, this is the first level I will look at, 150, 160. And your indicators are also all talking the same thing. Look at this MACD. They are almost running parallel in one direction, you know, as if it's a railway track being laid out for Tesla's MACD line, signal line and MACD line. See this? As good as the railway line, railway track, parallel lines running. Which is why I see 160 is a high possibility. $160, $165 high possibility. Munir, that is what I could tell you.
Yeah, I was looking for 165 actually.
It's a worth it target. Look at this consolidation, break, acute break, consolidation, again break. And each time he tweets, it starts falling. Just imagine the scenario. He's bought a company, he's firing his staff. Whatever said and done, he's firing his staff. So the company, the technicals and all will not react much. They will just keep giving him a negative information. Whatever said and done, staff leaving is reducing your expense, but also means your running of the company becomes in question, comes in question. Want more analysis or shall we shift to the next one?
I'm good, sir.
Which is the next one? Apple?
Yes.
In case if I miss something, just let me know, please.
So SPY and QQQ you have covered.
Yes.
Any additional analysis on either of those indexes?
We didn't touch the SPY, I think, today.
So we haven't touched SPY. We just did TQQ and Nasdaq.
Yeah, with
But SPY and Nasdaq is, I mean, almost similar, no? Or TQQ and SPY?
No, sir.
No?
No,
No.
SPY is actually S&P 500 ES E-mini.
Just a minute. Let me take Apple first. Weekly chart looks promising. Currently at 151. First target 157. Next target 162 or 160, 150. And then 165. Right? Currently price is between 8 and 20 and moving up. The weekly chart has very clearly said 1/3 of this previous week Marubazu has not yet been broken. So looking strong. Weekly chart looking strong. Day chart super trend just turned bullish. MACD crossover strong. Histograms are falling down, but no chance of reversal yet. So that means these histograms can always become green in the future coming week also. CCI is positive, upwardly biased. So is stochastic at 78 and 72. Very close to 200-day moving average at 155 on a daily chart. That also happens to be your resistance at 155 or even at 154. Currently at 151, so 154, 155, 50 will be your second resistance. Thereafter, because it is moving up, 20 and 8 crossover has already happened over here on a day chart. 20 and 8 crossover happened over here. 65 price running currently over 65 moving average is also now a new positive signal. The price was earlier being resisted at 65. Look at this, look at this, look at this, and look at this. Last day, price has crossed over 65, tested 65 and closed above 65. This is a new positive input into this price, which is why we are bullish, looking for a price target of 154, 155.75, 159, 162. And 164. So Apple, you could look to pick up Apple calls, December end calls of about 165 or 160, 162 or 160 call. Yeah, 160 call would be better. 22nd December call for 160 for Apple would be a good to buy, provided 20 moving, this average crosses 160, 155 and above. If the spot goes above 155, I will immediately like to buy 165 call for Apple, either December end or mid-January. Whenever price breaks 155. When the spot of Apple breaks 155 positive, I will buy a 165 or a 165 call strike price for December end or mid-January. Any questions, Munir?
No, sir.
Pretty much similar. 200-day moving average round the corner. Exhaustion coming at the top end. After touching the Bollinger Band, there is sideways movement, but a strong support of 8 moving average. Very strong support. CCI turning flat and slightly curving up. Stochastic also at 75, 78, which is nice. It can always give you a positive breakout and move up. If 4075 gets breached on a closing basis, upper targets are immediately available at 4200 and 4300. Day chart, so expect this target in the month of December itself. Whenever 200-day moving average at 4060, 4075 is breached in a positive breakout on a spot for ES mini, look for a target of about 4200 and 4300. Munir answers you.
Yes, sir.
Which is the next counter to be analyzed? Kamal, if you can help me out.
Sir, next is all from Gaurav. GIB 8, that's on TSR.
GIB
-A.TO. Yes.
Gaurav, is it energy?
CGI, banking, financials.
Financials are right. One very important observation on the day chart. I'm not taking the weekly chart here. I'm taking the day chart only. The week closed at 113. Previous week closed at 113. This week opened somewhere over here, 111. Gap down opening of almost $2. This Maru Bazu candle low was held. And after that, that was also the low of the week, entire week. 110 was the low of the entire week. It closed towards the top end of the previous week, above the top end of the previous week at 114. 4 white soldiers, 3 white soldiers marching up. Look at the crossover right from here. Clear crossover on the positive direction, in the positive MACD, in the positive side, and clearly climbing up. CCI up and down, still positive. Stochastic at 91 and 83, very strong. Look for an uptrend. Let's look for up targets. You are at here, and you should look for a target of this place, 116, which is just around the corner. And then you're talking about new all-time highs. So first target 116 and then new all-time highs, weekly chart. I can't even see the daily chart, otherwise I can't see this that far. Monthly chart, you are at your all-time high of 116. You are kissing distance away to your all-time high. And look at the monthly chart. MACD, CCI, and stochastic. So Gaurav, again a good pick. You will be in a no man's land very shortly. If you're entering this trade, you will be into a no man's land very shortly.
Sir, इसमें things one the weekly chart had a super trend. I think उसमें buy flat लगा हुआ है. That's one. And two, I'm not sure that this stock will give me a chance to enter now, given the momentum it has.
And even if it gives you a chance to enter momentum, you don't have a much upside run available to check it out.
Right.
That is the only point which we are looking at. But then it's worth keeping it in mind whenever it touches your 8 moving average to enter and take a short trade.
Okay.
The ideal trade, if you ask me, would have been somewhere over here at 106 or lower, 104. Because now 8, 20, 34, 65, and 200. And 200 is below
Going out of the Bollinger.
Out of the Bollinger Band. That's right.
But sir, isn't that a sustained rally? I mean, 200 going out of Bollinger means, it's getting into a rally mode.
It is. That is why I said you are at an all-time high. I've always been making this statement, always pick up stocks in a falling market, stock which has never fallen or which has fallen the least. Right. And that will give you the run. And this is an ideal case of that.
Right, sir.
Ideal case of that. That is why I said, look for a correction at either 8 or 20 and buy.
Okay. I get it.
Whenever this comes to 8 or 20 or anything between 8 and 20, you will buy it as 20 as a stop loss and take it up. Or if it corrects, then wait for a new correction of 8 and 20, a new crossover. That will be a huge rally again.
Okay.
Right? But good pick. Though I think we are late now, but still a good pick. Which is the next one?
The WCN.TO.
WCN.TO. Waste. Look at this consolidation, Gaurav. Super trend turning flat and curving up.
Right.
Right. Number one. Number two, day chart. MACD crossover in the positive above the zero line.
Just happened. Yep.
Right. That is another good thing, and which is why crossover happened. It gives you a gap up. Look at your MACD. Look at your CCI climbing. Look at stochastic crossover. Happened over here. Day chart, 16th of November. And that is almost after the stochastic crossover. Your CCI had already turned up and your MACD crossover also was the next day.
Right.
So you are already at this super trend resistance, which has been broken up earlier, which is why the super trend bullish,
right.
Super trend climbing, first target 194. That's the beauty of super trend. It gives you the target easily. You don't even have to bother about supports and resistance. It tells you where is the support, where is the resistance.
So do I need to worry about the small resistance at 190? 190 पे भी एक है. Those two big Marubazos, green and red. Yeah.
Well, yes, you do have to worry about it. I'm not going to say no for it, but then you're already just $3 away, $3.50 away, or $3.25. So if you
Right.
want to pay it for $3, yes. Otherwise, you can always buy at
And
190
re-enter.
at 190.50 also for a
Correct.
target of 194.
Right.
That gives you a straight 2% profit.
Mm-hmm.
And keep away if you're buying it at 190.50 or 190.75, this is the stop loss 188 or 189.
Right.
You're just about a $1.50 stop loss, and you are about $3.50 or $4 away as a profit target, first target.
Exactly.
Right? Otherwise, one more trade can be done. This gap has to get filled in.
Right.
Buy it somewhere around this gap of 185. Buy it at 185. Keep the low of this candle at 183.50 as a stop loss.
Mm-hmm.
Target, first target 190.40. So if you're buying 3 lots, square one, book your profit and trail the balance for 194. Why are we saying this? This gap they will try and fill by Tuesday.
Okay.
It may be a wick filling the gap. I'm not saying no. It could be a wick which will fill by Monday or Tuesday. But if it doesn't get filled by Monday and Tuesday, buy the price immediately for this target, 194.
Right.
Because if it doesn't get filled in, that means this will be around the corner by Monday or Tuesday. If this wick doesn't get filled in by Monday or Tuesday, your price will be somewhere over here at 188, 189. Then you
Right.
could be looking to enter a longer trade. Because currently it is already at this price of 187, which was this support trend level, and trading above. So if this gap is coming to fill in, I will use that to buy. All right.
Yes, sir.
Next one. Kamal, next.
The CNR.
Oh, National Railway.
Yes.
This was one of my favorite stocks at one point of time. 166. Wow. Kamal, any fond memories?
Yes, sir.
Gaurav, upside is minimal. 169, 170. Is
Okay,
this a request from Gaurav only?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is 169, 170 is the upside. Lifetime high, if I'm not mistaken, is 172. Yeah, 170, 150, yes.
Right. But sir, isme the MACD crossover is very high above the zero line. That sort of gives me some feeling that it might break that.
Daily chart?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because if you look at the weekly chart, it is on the zero line.
Daily chart mates well above the zero line.
Yeah. So and the weekly also it is above the zero line. That is why I said what you're saying is right. So at an all-time high, you will be into the no man's land. At an 8H level, you are into no man's land.
Mm-hmm. Right. I made a target. I took a target on this one close to 170 basis the next Fibonacci level.
Yeah, that is also the 80H. 170, 150 is the 80H.
Okay.
all-time high.
ATS, right. So that's the one that I'm targeting. So
Yeah. So that is just how many points away? Just $5, which is about
$4-5.
which is close to about 2%,
Right.
2.5% away. Yeah, if you are trading for a short-term trade, yes, then you can easily take this trade for 171, 171.50 can easily be taken.
Yes, sir. 2.5% tak to I am normally out.
Then this trade is clearly on. This trade is clearly on for 2 or 2.5%. My suggestion would be whatever is the volume at 171, take your profits out, take your principal out, and let the remaining come in as free. Even if it is 5 shares or 10 shares, let them lie with you as free shares.
Yes, sir. So this is something you told me on one of the energy stocks long back. I got 30 of them. 20 I pulled out with some profits. 10 I pulled out 20 and they were at 5%. The next I took out at the last I took out at 10%. So that helped.
That's the perfect way to go. And specifically in such a stock which is near its all-time high, the momentum has to go up. So just imagine in case if TSX has to recover and rally, this will really shoot out. This could also go to 210 very comfortably in the near future.
Right.
So if you're looking for holding a stock on a 1-year duration, you could buy this today, take out your principal amount at whatever price you get, whatever is free, let it roll till 210.
Right, sir.
So that will be a huge chunk of profit coming in with whatever quantity which is already free for you. It's of no value. Even if it becomes zero, you will not come, abusing Kamal and me that my stock has become zero.
That is that.
That's normally the way it's done.
Yes.
It's just like cracking a joke on that.
Right, sir.
We'll bring in some humor otherwise.
Absolutely.
All right. So next is TRI, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thomson Reuters. News. The world is selling news. First thing, 4 white soldiers. The entire week is an upward direction. Low of the week was made on Monday. The close is on Friday. Near the peak, next week will be positive week completely. The low was on Monday. The highest point of the week was on Friday. Next week will be super bullish. First indication. 8 moving average at an angle of 80 degrees and above. Super trend at an angle of 85 degrees and above. 20 moving at an angle of 60 degrees and above. I don't see the MACD lines are running like parallel. Very strong bullish candle. If I were you, if I have to buy it at 111. Stop loss of 110. Or stop loss of 109. A $2 stop loss. Target, I leave that to you, to your fancy. Actually, to your fancy. From here, you're already at this super trend level. Crossed over. It's now at 113. That is at 112. You're $1 away. Higher. First target, 117. Second target, 119, 124. Anybody, is this available on options? It should be.
It's NYC pe hoya to there should be options. Let me check.
If somebody can check on options, look at this. Between 114 and 115 and 5.50 is the gap covered by the wick, but this will also get closed now. If this gets closed, this gets taken out at 117. If 117 gets taken out, 123 is the first target.
Yes, sir. It has options. One expiry in December and another in January. So it's basically monthly expiry.
So what is 123 Jan expiry costing me? 120 or 120, 123 Jan expiry
So
or 120
Yeah.
Jan expiry.
we have 120 strike and the premium last is 1.15, bid was 1.35.
120 expiry, right?
Yes.
So 1.20, that's about $120 for one lot.
Yeah, last was 1.15. So
Yeah. So about $150, $120 is what your price is for one lot, one contract,
that's right.
one contract of 100.
Yes.
So $120, I think if anybody wants to trade this on a weekly chart, looking super bullish for 123, 124. But Jan expiry, Jan strike price. Looking super bullish. And weekly chart crossover MACD has just happened recently. Oh, stochastic 62 and 50, CCI at 92. Shows it to you. Look at your MACD line, look at a signal line. MACD at 0.45, signal at 0.14. Both coming into the positive histograms. This will comfortably shoot 124. I think before December only it will shoot out. I won't be surprised if it goes up before December. But my suggestion would be always take a January end expiry for 120 or 124 strike. 120, anything above 120 strike for January end, it will be worth it. This is a weekly chart. And why did I take this? Because in the day chart, I could not see the targets. See this? The day chart is only showing me 117. So if it is at 1.4 or 1.5 over here just now, even if this touches 117, your strike price at 120 option premium from 1.5 will comfortably go up to 5 or 5.5. Comfortably go up. And you could liquidate your position anytime. The first resistance at 115, second at 117, and of course 120 and 124 are always around the corner. Yeah.
Right. So quite a few options this week, I guess. I'll have to take a call which bet to take now.
Yeah. But when you have more options, you always take the one which gives you the largest run. This is giving you a backdated information on longer targets. Whereas CNR, though is looking strong, cannot give you any longer targets. This is giving you a longer target. So what I would suggest is your CNR will not give you, if it is available in options, take it in options. Otherwise, Thompson is anyway giving a chance to enter into options.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what to trade on.
Right. Thank
But
you, sir.
very good picks. I think Gaurav, I will ask you one day to take a session. How do you take a pick?
Sure, sir.
It will be a worth taking session with you.
Anytime, sir. Happy to share.
And learn. We'll definitely do that. All right. Anybody else left? We did Nvidia already, no? Day chart, no?
Yes, sir, we did. So it was
KKK
requested.
asking for it.
Yeah, it was requested by KK twice. So
Huh.
yeah.
Let me give it to him again if he's asking for. Anybody has any further requests? This is the day chart. Now, this is a day chart closing near the low of the week. So expect bearishness to come in, test the super trend, break it, and fill this gap up to 140 at least. And then fill this gap up to 133. So I am expecting this to move down to fill this gap up to 140. This gap is still left unfilled. If one can see this on 9th of November and 10th of November. So 140 or 141 gap to be filled in. Thereafter, this gap will also be going for filling in between 137 and 134. So this will be your buying price around 132, 133. Because when super trend breaks, it will come down, give you a support at 34 moving average, and thereafter there is no support down on any moving average as such. This is the day chart. Then the support is only after this support breaks over here at 130. Your support is straight down to 110. And gap down, gravestone, Marubazu. Almost a Marubazu with a wick down, but closing to the lower end of the week. So next week will be bearish for this counter. All right. Anybody else? Any more stock to be discussed? Anybody else? Any more stocks to be discussed? Please feel free to unmute and ask. We have Zia with us, so welcome Zia. And Hitesh, of course, I didn't see you, so welcome Hitesh.
Yeah, I was also going to request Zia if you are comfortable and speak. Just would like to know whether you are here in Canada, US, or which part of the world.
Hi.
Hi, Zia. Nice to
Yeah,
see you.
you're on mute. You're on mute, Zia. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, good afternoon. It's good afternoon for us, but I'm not sure what's there for you.
Come again?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's afternoon here in Canada. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to introduce myself. My name is Zia, and I just recently moved from Saudi Arabia. I was working there in Philips, and just last week I joined Philips Canada. So
Wonderful. Congratulations.
nice. Congratulations and welcome to Canada.
Thank you. So here I'm working as a field service engineer. Yeah. So just before I was also trading there in Tadawul, but yes, just for the very basics. But now hopefully I'm just picking up here. Yeah. So I really like your sessions, and for a long time I'm following this group. Yeah. So I really appreciate the good work you are doing, and I'm looking forward. Thank you so much.
Honored. Thank you for the warm words, the good words. Hopefully you will find it interesting as we keep progressing further.
Sure. Thank you.
Welcome to the family.
Thank you, Zia.
Hi, Hitesh. Hitesh has been one of our earlier students also. So, I mean, Gaurav and Hitesh and even KKK are all our students. As we also keep teaching stock trading, technical stock trading. Hi, Hitesh, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Show us a picture, yeah. Show us an image. Ages since you have seen you.
I don't want to scare you.
I'm only scaring you with my mustache. No, that's all
you,
right.
you're looking better.
Don't tell this to my wife. She's not happy. Anyway, good. Glad everybody's happy. All right. Any questions so far, Hitesh, Gaurav, Zia? Any questions? You want us to take any more stocks? Any more indexes? Gaurav, you better tie up with Kamal. When can you pick up a session on how do you pick up your stocks? Because to be honest, I don't mind admitting it. Last 4 weeks, I've been actually trolling you and checking out what stocks you're picking up. And your picks are good. Picks are good. I will admit to that.
Thank you, sir.
Always good to learn.
Always good to learn, sir.
Yes. All right, guys. So I'm done for the day. We've analyzed Dow Jones. We've analyzed NASDAQ. We've analyzed TSX. We've analyzed a bundle of stocks. During the analysis, we have given you some ideas, trading ideas. I will not call them tips. We'll call trading ideas, which you could take in either options or even in equity calls. About 5 weeks back, we changed our bias from sell on rise to buy on dips. And for the last 5 weeks, I think 5 or 6 weeks, we are now on buy on dips basis. NASDAQ has to catch up with its broader market. So we are looking for it to rally faster, but it is looking weaker as compared to Dow Jones. As compared to Dow Jones, it is looking weaker. So NASDAQ will have to rally and catch up. Unfortunately, a few of the tech companies are under pressure. So they are rolling down or retaining, curtailing the growth of NASDAQ as fast as Dow Jones would be. All news driven. So look for good trading options. Look for good trading levels to enter a trade. As I always keep telling all of you, you know your technicals well. The point is you got to refine your technicals and start trading patiently. You trade with your edge of technical knowledge and trade on the edge. When you say trade on the edge, it's very clear. You should trade at support levels, buy at supports. Today during the session, I clearly explained it to you. I did casually mention it, I think twice, that support and resistances are clearly identified by the support trend levels. They tell you where your supports are. They tell you first where your targets are. Use support trend levels accurately for your own trading. So the minute you are buying at a support, you are buying with bare minimum stop loss. Minimum, you are selling at the resistance, you are selling with minimal stop loss. You're booking your profits at the resistance, you're booking at perfect spots. As we just told Gaurav today, 2 accounts. Buy above a particular point or buy now, take your 2.5% profit, liquidate your principal amount to get a principal amount back with your 1 or 2% profit and carry whatever is left for a larger run. So do that. That's a way to grow your portfolio. That's a way to grow your wealth. We are all talking about here of growing our wealth and creating wealth for ourselves. All of you are youngsters. Unfortunately, none of you are my age. That's glad to see that. So you have a long innings ahead. So create a wealth which you guys will enjoy later on in life. When I'm long gone and dusted, you guys will enjoy your wealth, and that is what is most important. All right. So with those few last parting words, I will wish you a very good remaining Sunday. Enjoy your lunch with the family and have a great trading week ahead of you. Open for any more discussions, any more questions on the call here or even on YouTube channel. If there are any questions, Kaval, if you could just check on YouTube, if there are any queries, we would happily resolve them here and attend to them here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Vivek sir. There are no queries on YouTube, but I would like to again thank Vivek sir for in-depth analysis of the indexes, stocks, and all the stock requests by our keen learners and members. For those who are waiting for our next batch of the course, we are planning for quick start courses for those who are under beginner level of either stocks trading or futures and options trading. We would be sharing the details of these courses pretty soon on our GMT groups. And for those who are interested for our existing trading as well as options courses, we are planning for the batch in December. So you could utilize your year-end vacations for skilling up and prepare for the next year's market, which could give you much better returns. And as Vivek sir says, we are all here to grow together, grow our wealth for our future. So hope through these courses, we would be your hand-holding friends, I would say, who could help you learn few skills and help you grow along this journey. So with that, I would like to thank you all for your time, and those who would be watching online, please feel free to share these sessions and recordings so that it could help your friends and families who are also looking for avenues which could give much better returns from their savings. So with that, wish you all a good profitable week and see you next weekend. Thank you all.